I'm half Kiwi and I have some very fond memories of visiting New Zealand as a kid. We went back recently and one of the places we checked out was Whangarei in New Zealand's North Island. I hope you enjoy this video. Whangarei, or Whangarei as it's pronounced, is quiet and laid back. Its focal point is the marina, but you'll soon find it has an artistic side as well. It's a great spot to set as a base on the North Island. We stayed here for a few days, hiring a car with hand controls to get around. The Continental Motel had an excellent accessible room and suited our budget. The town basin with its huge sundial marks the centre of Whangarei. Here you'll find the Tourist Information Centre, plenty of cafes and restaurants, the Clock Museum and a great playground for kids. It's very pedestrian friendly, it's flat with good surfaces and outdoor seating, and there's a few accessible toilets in the area too. We started at the tourism hub and picked up the Access Whangarei leaflet along with some other maps. Amazingly, from here the council provides free access to 2 wheelchairs and a motorised scooter. Right next door is Whangarei Art Museum. It's free to enter and we found 3 exhibitions, my favourite of which was this beautiful collection of historical portraits. The Hatea Loop, named after the river, is a waterside pathway that circles around the basin. One morning I set out on the 4-kilometre walk. Now, unless you're looking for a good workout or want to make an afternoon of it, you don't need to do the whole loop. I found the sculpture park to the west really cool, and the marina views were equally as good from the basin and the Victoria Bridge. That said, the surfaces are good and there's seating and an accessible toilet near the main bridge. We headed up to the Whangarei Falls. They're surrounded by a small park with a picnic area and barbecues. The path to the platform is a little bit steep, but the view is picturesque and worth the effort. There are disabled parking bays here and a modern accessible toilet. We drove around to the accessible entrance of the A.H. Reid Park, which is on the roadside. From here, getting down to the walking path is a little bit steep, but it's doable. And the payoff is a canopy walk through these 500-year-old trees. We've just come down from a canopy walk up here. The surface is pretty good. There, in a lot of areas there's these wooden walkways. In other areas it's a little bit more tricky. You can't do this if you're a solo traveller, but if you're travelling with somebody else who's able to assist you, then it'll be great if you're in a wheelchair. It's certainly pretty spectacular. There's some trees up here that are 20 or 30 metres high. We took an afternoon to check out Kiwi North. Our motivation was to see a real-life kiwi bird. They're nocturnal and notoriously shy, but we arrived just in time for his lunch. We found more than we expected here. There's collections of historical objects and a sprawling acreage with historical buildings. Overall, the access is good. There are some surfaces that are loose stone and some gentle hills. Lastly, we drove to the rugged west coast and to Bailey's Beach. Bailey's is a small town besides Ripiro Beach, New Zealand's longest drivable beach. And since we were there, we had to give it a go. Our 2-wheel drive people mover ambled up the beach nicely, at least until we tried to turn around. So bogged and a little hungry, we took in the scenery for half an hour before some locals came and pulled us out of the soft sand. Just as the sun was disappearing, we were heading back to Whangarei.